I got myself situated. Alright, so welcome to Tier 2 Round 9 at Brazil. We have pretty much a full grid, 19 drivers, and should be a doozy. So like always, qualifying and the race afterwards with a few people already coming out. And well, let's see what happens. It's the day is kind of gray. I wonder if it's gonna rain in quali later. Go through everybody's choices. A few mediums, a few softs. But mostly everybody on softs, I think. Alright. Anyways, let's get the map up. And I believe our first car on the lap is going to be Tuderberg on the Ferrari. Our current points leader wasn't able to show up last week, but he is here now today. So he's definitely looking to keep that lead, hopefully extend it. But we'll see what happens. He is doing his lap on the mediums. Probably just getting used to the track first. I'll ride with him for a little bit more until he gets to the lap. Tuderberg about to cross the line, coming in with our first time of the session. It's going to be a 108 flat. So next car behind them should be Luxury, or maybe Luxury is starting his. So our next car is Tom, but he's on an invalid lap, so the Alfa Romeo of Chris Wilson aborting his lap time. Interesting. Probably trying to get a feel of what time he can possibly do. Go on board. Arrow coming in next. Also not a very fast time. Wonder if some of these guys are just testing out waters, testing out whether or not they want to stay on these softs. Meanwhile, Charisma coming up next. He's on a true lap with the mediums on 108.3, not too far off from Tuderberg. So I think our next car is Craig in the McLaren. He's gonna come across, and it's P2 for now in a 108.1s. You know, Tuderberg actually went for a second lap and went a little bit faster now instead of 7s. With whoever is next. Maestro on his outlap. So it is Eric in the Alfa Romeo. Last week's winner in Japan. Also on the mediums. Let's see what time he will put in. And gets him the 17A. Ooh. Must have messed up somewhere. So it is Merc of Remix. Remix is on invalid. Got somebody else. With so many cars on track, it's gonna be a little bit hard trying to keep track on who's gonna be on the lap, who's not. Trying to keep in line with the order of how everybody is running on track. It's a little bit difficult, but we'll stay with Bascom. Oh, Bascom's starting his lap though. Maestro with a spin and no wing. Already having troubles. At least the car is not dead though. Let's get back in the pit and get a new front wing. is on the left. They're either coming in or they're on invalids. Few people having invalid laps. Okay, so I guess we'll just stick with Landon starting his lap, also on the mediums. Interesting to see how a lot of people are choosing the mediums. I'm guessing, although if anybody in Tier 2 was racing, we can put it in chat. I'm guessing there's going to be rain later in the session, or on the race session. Ooh, Landon is getting really light on the top of the hill. Car lets go and it's end of the lap. But yeah, I'm guessing there's rain just by the fact that everyone's on mediums. But we'll see what happens in the race. Basco on the softs instead. He's on the flyer. Woo, cutting a little too shallow in that corner. It's another invalid lap. McLaren of Craig, who's going to be starting his lap instead. Tom is going to come in. David in the Haas. Setting on an 8 flat. Is he coming in? Yes, he is. Young's remix is already out, which I did not realize whether that was on track or maybe he just didn't want to qualify. Yeah, anyways, a good majority of the drivers in the pits. Not a whole lot of action going on right now on track. Boom, it's gonna start his lap in the Alpine. Oh, invalidates as soon as he gets to the second corner. May have messed up those mediums already with 2 runs. I can go on sauce. Might as well qualify up there, right? Oh, Chris Wilson is gonna be starting his lap. Arrow will also be starting his lap, so both these guys not really putting in a representative time. So Chris definitely going to stick with the mediums. Meanwhile, Arrow's definitely going to stick with the softs. So we'll see what the difference is between them, both of them. I'll ride with Chris for a minute. As Charisma out of nowhere with a really fast time. 7.3 on the softs. Charisma on provisional pole for now. Showing some good speed today. Having a very smooth time, very smooth lap. Getting a little bit of toe from the Haas. It's gonna help him out. Yes, it will. It's gonna be an 8-1. Meanwhile, Arrow just barely beats Charisma by around the 8 thousandths right now. Arrow looking like he has got some pace today too. So P1 and P2 both extremely close to each other. As Chris Wilson crashes on track. Oh, there's no car going by him at this moment, so we can't even see what happened. But I'm assuming Chris must have been in the wall somewhere. So Ferrari coming out. I wonder if we can catch the car Nah, it's gone. It's already gone. Oh well. Well, Tudor will be going on with his lap. He'll probably be aiming for pole position as Dubsy retires in the pits. He does. Bascom putting in his lap. Tom starting his lap with GB on the mediums right now, sitting in P11. Let's go back to the Burba, who's on an actual lap instead. Was that a it's a spin from Eric and from turn 2. At least no damage. At least he didn't die in the wall. In any case, we'll go back with Landon and the AlphaTauri. Ooh, goes even faster right now. 107.2. Track probably getting a little bit faster, or some of these guys are really getting the rhythm now. But it's a good showing so far. Tudor on his actual lap now. Getting a purple sector 2. It can either be the game or can it be legit? It could be legit with how fast he is. He's gonna cost the line. He's gonna get pole right now. No, he's not. He's getting a 7-3. So P2, 3, and 4 all within the same 10th. With Landon a 10th clear of them. For now, at least. So let's move up to whoever else is Luxury gonna be starting his lap. Go with the Red Bull of Halo, but Halo's letting the Haas by. And it's the Haas of Tom. Tom, who still hasn't put in a lap time yet, so if he can at least get one time in, that'll be very useful. He finally does, and it's going to be a 109.7. Oh, at the very least, you have a time in there. Go with Luxury then. Or Whiffy, my bad. Too many blue cars. The Whiffy and the Alpine. Coming across, improves by a lot, gets himself up to P5. Good on Whiffy. Oh, any other... What's the next car? An Alpha of Eric. As he comes in. So is Luco in the AlphaTauri coming across the line? Is gonna improve. Did not improve. Stays in P6 in the mid 7s. Craig with the bits. Thanks, Craig. Always appreciate the bits. So Tom in the Haas improves, still stays P16 for now. Charisma decides he is done with qualifying, so he retires in the pits. Around 2.5 minutes left, so mostly if anyone's gonna get one more run, now's the time. Whiffy, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come in. Yeah, he is. I think it's the Alpina Bone who's on invalid lap. The Bone yet to set a time. Sorry, Luca. I think he just finished his lap not too long ago, so he's gonna come in. Yeah. So there's David in the Haas. Is David gonna improve? Never mind. How is he going to improve with no wing? I think is Arrow. So Arrow just finished his lap, but did not improve on his time, so he stays P3. Maestro with some good amount of improvement gets himself up to P5, so he pipped with almost just barely, almost the same time as the. So Halo will be starting his lap, so it's the Alpha. Eric will also be starting his lap. So most of these guys on their final runs, I'm imagining now. We'll stick with Eric for the time being, as this qualifying is coming to an end. So Eric is using that esports line, one where you stick as close to the track as possible, the inside part. Improvement so far from Sector 1, or at least not from one the game shows me. He is definitely on a good lap as Tuderbert betters his time and is in the 6s, a 6.8. Tuderbert in provisional pole right now. But we'll stick with Eric for now. Is Eric going to be able to improve? Is he able to get pole? Ooh, close, but no cigar. Gets himself into a 7-2. So Eric was definitely pushing that lap, you can tell. And next car should be GB in the Aston Martin. Is GB going to improve? Yes, he does. Gets himself up to a 7-3. So very close grids right now. Next up is Arrow. Arrow for one last run. Is he gonna able to improve? Can he maybe get pole? No, he's gonna abort that lap instead. Oh, it is Luxury. Luxury improves. Bascom not getting a handle of things. And Tom on an invalid lap. So Craig, our last guy to cross the line. He does improve, gets himself up to a 7-6. And with these two guys on invalid laps, that is it for qualifying. Yep. So that is qualifying for Brazil. It is Tuderbert on pole with Landon and Eric sitting right behind them. So some close times between the whole middle pack. You have like a whole second between first and 12th. Yeah, lots of these guys are very close to each other. So, be interesting to see how the race is going to go. Wait for Tom to retire in the pits, please. Retire in the pits already. We ain't got all day. Oh, that's a nice shot. Or at least from the looks of things, Tuderbert does seem to have a bit of an edge on everybody else. He is 4 tenths clear of the next person behind him. So Tuderbert, if he can get a clean start and not have any troubles, he's looking pretty strong for that win. But then again, anything can happen. So you got Landon, Eric, Arrow, GB, Charisma. All 6 of those guys can definitely fight for that win. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll have a good, clean first lap. It is Brazil, and especially that first turn. Pretty notorious, I would say, for collisions. How shallow the angle of turn-in is. Not to mention when you're trying to go outside on turn 2, it's a bit hairy as well. Not a lot of space to work with. So as we load into the race session, I'm looking like it's pretty gray out there. It's pretty gray. I wonder if it is going to rain. I'm going to assume it might rain because it is Brazil. Usually it rains in Brazil. Some wet races at Brazil are one of the most hectic ones. Well, hopefully it's not too hectic and we're gonna have like 5 safety cars. That would just that would be a bit boring to watch. But in any case, as we wait for the host to ready up, so as we got the formation lap going on, it's almost gonna be time. While we wait for all the drivers to line up on the grid, how was your guys' day? Anyone ever ask you how's your day? You ever had anyone like that? Just out of the blue, just yo man, how's it going? Nah man, I'm doing good, chilling. Oh man, that's glad to hear. I'm glad to hear, man. Already having contact even before we get to the line. That's already a good sign. I predict this stop strategy can go from soft to hard or soft, medium. Interesting to see what some of these guys can do. I'm pretty sure Brazil is a soft, medium kind of race. I could be wrong. Anyways, as they're finally lining up, let's see what kind of camera angle we can get, or what's the better one from the bunch. Almost all of them are the same actually, and there's not a single difference between any of them. Yep. Alright, the last few guys come up. It's almost going to be race time. with the Alpine of Bone. Just slowly crawling up to the last spot on the grid. Right. I got no visuals of the lights, but I'm pretty sure the lights are going to be on. And it's going, and it's the start. Zuderberg getting a good start. Landon having to defend already from the Alfa Romeo. Arrow trying to go in. There's an Aston Martin coming across, and the Alpine is spun around, and a couple guys trying to give him space. Oh, GB looking like I thought he went straight across, but like he still kept it on going. As the big losers from that was Whiffy and Dubsy. Both of them got spun around, especially Tom though. Tom already with no wing after the first corner. Now that's going to be a tough one for him. But anyways, it's only the first lap. No point in giving up just yet. It's going back up the grid. Let's see what everyone's doing. Some close battles with David and Lucos. GB loses a bit of end plate. A lot of banging and beating going on. Luxury getting it all wrong. GB has no end plate. Luco trying to keep on with Maestro as GB, you can clearly see how much he's struggling right now with the car. He's gonna have to pit now. It's gonna have to be a first lap pit. It's gonna be a pretty horrible race right now, at least from the start of things. With all the guys with a little bit of damage coming into the pits, let's go back up to the grid. That's what's going on. Maestro's right on the back of Eric as this little train is starting to form. Arrow closing in on Landon. Already going pretty aggressive on the start. Already trying to look to see where can he get past him. Not a good angle. Still following. No good places to pass in Sector 2. Unless you're really, really close. This is a yellow flag somewhere. No incidents yet, so everyone's still alive. As Tuderberg, after 2 laps, has already extended his lead to 1.5 seconds. Landon losing some pace to Tuderberg. He's gonna have to want to hurry up before DRS opens up. Gonna have Arrow and Charisma hungry to get past him. Arrow is clearly already pushing. He already has DRS. He's gonna make the move happen. As Arrow up to P2. Charisma's gonna try to squeeze in. No. Ooh, that was a close one. I don't think that was a gap, but I don't think that was a very smart move to almost stick your nose in. But at least he backed out of it at the last second. Charisma will have another chance on the straight. With Eric and Maestro forming up this line of cars of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost like 8 cars lined up already. It's going to be a big DRS train. It's going to be almost pretty similar situation to Monza from Tier 1. There's a train going on. So now it's Landon with DRS instead of Arrow. So he's going to be able to fight back for P2. Yeah, he is. Has a big speed advantage to Landon. Arrow not really putting up too much of a fight. He knows he can't really win that, but he is gonna get him back. He's super close. These two are just gonna keep on switching places now, and all this switching places is gonna help Tuderberg extend that lead. What he already has is somewhere in the back. Eric managed to getting by on Charisma. Eric moving up the grid now. He's up to P4. Charisma losing out just a bit. I have to get his act on together. Landon still falling close to Arrow. Tuderberg already extended up to 2 seconds. Go back into the back of the grid. There is some fighting with Bone, Bascom, and Dubsy. These three guys having their own little fight. in the back of the grid. Move up to the main straight. There's gonna be any moves with Landon and Arrow. Definitely has the DRS open. Arrow trying to defend his position. Thinking still keeps the position, so Arrow defending very well. Nice angle from the back there. Landon getting past Arrow now. These two are just going to keep switching places lap after lap. Eric, meanwhile, going to have a hard time to try to get past either one of these guys with how consistently they're switching places. It's going to be a little bit tricky to find the right spot at the right time to make a move. Even at the same time, he has Charisma right on the back of him trying to get his position back again. Maestro, Luco, and David really not too far off either. So a nice train of cars here of this front pack. So is Arrow going to switch places again? I'm pretty sure he is. He is gaining, but couldn't make anything happen. But he's probably gonna make a move happen here. Ooh, Arrow looked like he had a little bit of a twitch there. Might have killed his exit just a bit. He's gonna be able to catch by. You know, Charisma is going to try to look for a gap. Eric defends that inside lane. Charisma having to back out from that. Halo and Whiffy and Luca already getting a few penalties, so penalties starting to creep up now. As these three guys are super close to each other. There's a train of cars, man. Hopefully no one bends it. Oh, it's a spin car somewhere. The car spun somewhere. There's luxury D and F. Let's get the map up. Let's see what's going on track. So luxury D and F's from the session. I can't tell from where it was on track or in the pits. Oh, never mind. I see his car there. So luxury appearing to retire on track. That is my guess. Didn't have the map up exactly when it happened, but anyways, Bascom on Dubsy. Bascom been following Dubsy for quite a while now, as Bowman is managing to separate from this pack. So now Dubsy with no DRS is completely open to attack as Bascom on the grass trying to go into turn 3, whatever. Managing to keep that position, but Dubsy right behind them too. Some really close action. No open space to get past here. He's gonna have to hang back just for a bit until you get the DRS again on the main straight. So Bascom and Dubsy switching places from the looks of it. Meanwhile, this line train of cars is still going on, as this time is Arrow leading this pack with Landon close by, and they're going to be again switching places. They switched places like at least 10 times already. There's only like lap 8. Arrow is going to try yet again to go for this move. Neither one of them, when they make this move, none of them can really keep their place. I mean, granted, it is hard to defend with no DRS, but all of them have pretty much the same pace, as neither of them are really separating. You know, Tutorbird's the only person who's pretty much gaining from all the fighting from P2 and 3, as he's already extended up to 3 seconds, close enough. So all these guys are just constantly passing each other. Charisma trying to stay as close to Eric as much as possible, but it's so hard with so many cars in front of you and all that dirty air coming across on your car. So I think it might be Eric though. Eric is going to try to make a move. He's going on the outside of turn 1. It's definitely side by side. He's gonna muscle his way through and he gets it done. So Eric is up to P3. Now he has only Arrow in front of him. Charisma trying to take advantage too. Getting a little bit at slipstream. Can he make the move on the outside? Almost. Can't really make it stick too well. So Landon at least covering off Charisma. But now he has Eric in front of him. And Eric is going to be looking at Arrow to get passed by. Oh, switch of places. David, who was part of that train, seems to be falling off just a bit on pace as Charisma is trying to make a move on the inside here. Almost looked like it almost made it happen, but can't make it. Charisma, or at least from my point of view, Landon seems to be really struggling on the tires. 10 laps on these softs, so maybe the softs already dying off just a bit. Charisma with the slipstream. And meanwhile, at the same time, Eric is getting past Arrow. Charisma on the inside, keeping it close, side by side. And it's Charisma through. So Charisma is coming through with Landon losing out on a few places. But he's got the slipstream back on. He's going to be trying to make anything happen. No, can't really. Meanwhile, Eric and Arrow are switching places now. So instead of Landon and Arrow, now it's Eric and Arrow. Charisma doing well to fend off Landon. Landon really struggling on the softs now. Doesn't look like he has the best of grip right now at the testing stance. David slowly catching back up to this pack. Needs to find a 10 for 2 so he can get back into that DRS. And he's gonna need that if he wants to stay with the same pack as Landon. Landon, as I was saying, his tires looked like he was struggling. Jumps into the pits, but looked like he was speeding too much, and he gets a 5-second penalty. It's gonna kill Landon's race, or at least for a little bit. He's gonna go on another pair of softs, so soft medium for Landon looks like, as there is a stopped Haas in the pits. Interesting. Never seen that before. Halo also pitting. He decides to go on the hards instead. As there's still this random Haas in the pits. Who is that? And it's not David, so it's Tom. Interesting to see how this game works sometimes. So, after Landon has pitted, it's gonna be interesting, and any of these guys are gonna react now. None of them know he's got a penalty, but this is pretty much fighting for track position. So, is either one of them gonna go in? No, none of them really goes in, as Charisma's still gonna try to fight Eric. Tries to get a slipstream, but doesn't quite work out. Trying to hang on. Arrow really trying to defend. Been defending for a couple of laps already from multiple people. Eric just hanging back now, so not really. I don't see any switching of places, not yet so far. Let's go back to the middle pack. That is Dubsy and Bascombe, who are both fighting. They're still fighting. They're still pretty close to each other. As his Bascombe catched up to Bone now. And Craig not too far off either. So from this middle pack is Craig, Bone, Bascombe, and Dubsy. And constant yellows for nothing, obviously. So it is Arrow in the pit, so Arrow decided to go pit now. With Charisma and Eric left out, so they're both still going to do 1 or 2 more laps. Craig, Bascombe, and Dubsy are likely to stay out too, although Bone on the hard, so imagine he started on those hard tires. Gets a bit of a grass. Managed to keep the car under control, but got a little bit on the grass. And now catching up to this pack. His metal pack, so now with that fresh softs, he is going to have a big pace advantage right now. It'll be interesting to see how he's going to work his way through this pack. An Arrow who pitted a few laps after landing, now a good 5 seconds back from him. And Arrow also choosing the hards right now. So let's go back up here. Charisma and Eric are still going to fight each other, so they're still going to stay out on those softs. As now it's Charisma up to P2. And these guys really choosing to pit, not yet at least, as a car was going off track there. But anyways, Landon has finally catched up with Dubsy Bascom. And now he's working his way up now. As the sun is coming out, it's about to turn into a very sunny Brazil. Landon really trying to get past as soon as he can. He's trying to make some moves in places I wouldn't even think of. He's getting side by side with Bascom. He's going to try to squeeze him out. And he does. He gets past up to P8. It is Tom left the session. So he was that Haas in the pits that was just sitting there. As Charisma and Tuderber and David are all coming into the pits now. Oh, let's stay up here in Bone. Bone is fighting with Craig. Ooh! Some contact between Bone and Craig. Craig having to slow down massively so he doesn't lose control of the car. But he's definitely lost some places from that contact. As now it's Landon who took advantage from all that. He's up to P3, so he's past the Bone. And he's free to go as fast as he can. Now he's got all open air in front of him. Meanwhile, Bone is still going to try to defend from Bascom. Craig having to stop just a little bit. At least he's recovered well. He's still going in this pack strong. So not all over just yet for Craig. So Eric right now are one of the few people who still stayed out almost halfway through the race. Decides to pit finally on lap 16. I'm assuming mediums now at this point, if you can stretch the softs this much. It's definitely going to be mediums. I'm pretty sure it is. And it is mediums. Correctamundo. So Eric, who was fighting with Charisma, is going to be able to come out in front of Charisma or behind him. Up, and it's Charisma. Charisma beats him on track. So Charisma on the hards and Eric on the mediums, with a fair amount of cars to pass in front of him. So now it's Arrow defending from Maestro and Charisma trying to get past on Maestro. As Tuderber has catched up to Bascom and Bone. Ferrari teammates here. Yeah, Bascom letting Tuderber by. No surprises there. This is looking pretty interesting so far. So Eric getting past Luco now. So he's right behind Charisma yet again. But this time, Eric on mediums, Charisma on hard. So now Charisma has to get past Maestro if he wants to keep this momentum going of moving up the grid. Arrow already separating from Maestro. As Charisma's definitely making the move done. He's definitely going to get it done now. Yes, he does. So that's Charisma through. Up to P7 so far. Ooh, big moment from Maestro there. That lets Eric come through.
Eric taking no second thoughts of trying to take that opportunity right there. So the three guys who've been fighting pretty much the entire time in the race are still gonna fight this entire rest of the race. Meanwhile, we'll take a look in the tire. The only people who still has a pit is Chris, Bone Apple, and Bascom, and these guys are on mediums and hards. So mediums probably got a few extra laps left in them. Meanwhile, Bone can really stretch almost to the end. He's gonna be really fast on the softs when he gets to that point. We'll see what sort of track positions I get into after all that happens. Meanwhile, in the back of the grid, Dubsy is trying to fight with GMB, trying to fight for the last points paying position. So Dubsy on the run up on GB. GB seems to be struggling today. No DRS, that's gonna not help him. Dubsy is gonna get through. Makes the move down before the corner, so that is Dubsy through. Dubsy making his way up the grid right now. Back up to this middle pack. Arrow has now fully catched up with Bascom. With the help of DRS, but he has Eric right now, right next to him. He gets to move down way earlier from turn 1. I didn't get the best shot of it, but that is Eric through on Arrow. So Eric flying on the medium right now. He's looking to get Bascom too at the same time. Bascom with no battery makes easy work of him. And as Eric threw up to P5, so now Arrow and Charisma are left to fight each other now at this point. Charisma having to lock the brakes there to avoid coming with contact with Arrow. Back here, Luco is trying to make the move on Maestro. Coming on to the main straight. Luco's gonna get Maestro. Looks to be inside, come really close to that pit wall. Not too sure if that was intentional or not, but it looked really close. Maestro trying to get the switchback. And it does work, gets him on the exit for turn 2, as there's a lot of cars up ahead trying to fight. I think these guys are catching up to that middle pack now. So Maestro defending really well, switching places with Luca, as Bascom trying to make his way through Charisma. Just finally beginning to cut into Bone's DRS range. That's gonna help him a lot to stay alive in this fight. And as Landon retires, let's crash! He's for sure crashed. Oh, he's crashed for sure. Oh, that is unfortunate for Landon. And it's a safety car, full safety car. Oh man, I switched up a lot of strategies now. So Landon, who was very comfortably in P2, lost it into that last, I don't even know if it's a corner really. As most of these guys now with 16 laps left, all of them coming in for fresh softs. So everyone reacting to the safety car, everyone coming in. Eric decides to stay out, so does Tuderberg. Both the guys staying on some lightly used mediums, as all the guys behind him are going to be on some fresh softs. No, fresh mediums actually. Bone is the only one on softs. Meanwhile, Arrow and Charisma on mediums, Basco on softs, and Craig on mediums. So lots of these guys are kind of just second guessing what to do. I mean, 16 laps, sure, it's a bit of a stretch, but the softs can definitely make it. No, I can't say that was a good choice between Charisma and Arrow, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully their racecraft will hold them out. Now, Eric and Tuderberg, I think they lost out when the safety car got called out, as I don't think either of these two guys can really had the time to come in. And if they do come in, they're just gonna lose a lot of places now. Landon heartbroken. Oh, I feel you for you, man. Look, you were doing so well. I mean, you're comfortable. Nothing really was happening now, and then just lost it. So Chris deciding to come in. Was that some old softs, or is that just? No. Okay, so interesting from Chris there. He's gonna go from softs to what? Another softs? Oh, trying to get rid of the penalty he has. Alright, fair enough. Usually I just wait till after a race and send it to the stewards and hopefully they can take it off for me. But you know, you do you. So anyways, most of the guys opted out for mediums with only a few guys on softs. But I'm looking at Basco and Bone. Both these guys are going to be really fast. And I'm not going to lie, it's looking like this might be a win for Bone Apple Tea. I don't want to jinx them, so I'm not going to really say too much on that. But, or at least from a tire standpoint, the softs do be looking faster. Same for Basco. I'm fully expecting Basco to be flying past Charisma and Arrow, but we'll see what happens. Craig opting out not to pit, I think. Decides to stay on those mediums. They're not too used, so they're at least in decent condition. So full safety car is gonna bring up the whole grid back together. And it's still a pretty big grid. I mean, we have 16 drivers and 3/4 of the race through. So man, this has been one of the, well, personally it's been one of the best tier 2 races I've seen this season. Just on the basis with how many drivers are still actively racing on track. And now with the safety car out, we're gonna have a lot of fighting. I mean, hopefully no one goes too hard with the fighting and, you know, cause more incidents. You know what they say in motorsports. Safety car breeds safety car. Not too sure if that's an F1 thing. And that is 100% an Indy thing. But I'm not too sure about F1. I never heard Crofty or Buxton ever say that. But it's usually true. Whenever you have one safety car, you most likely have another one, and not too far from the first one. But with almost 10 laps to go, hopefully no crashes happening. But this is going to be looking like a very intense 10 laps. 12 laps, whatever. Still got a feel for Landon though. It looked like he was on a pretty interesting strategy with the soft medium, but I wonder what happened to your car, man. Never lost it on that straight. Only when it was wet, but not in the dry. So safety car will be coming in this lap now. Let's get these things out of the way. And is Tuderberg going to be controlling the pace? We'll see when he's going to decide to go. He decides to go now, so he's going to be going in his green flag yet again. Was Bone already taking advantage with those softs. He's already getting past Arrow. Ooh, Arrow trying to fight still. Ooh, they're both locked up. Oh, they're still alive. They're still alive. getting advantage on Arrow. Arrow trying to fight back. He's going to be looking for a move on the inside. No, switches to the inside. Oh, that's some contact. No, no contact. They're still keeping just enough space. As is Chris and Dubsy into the pits. I wonder if they just left out the pitting for the last laps. I don't know why they didn't do that in the safety car. We'll jump to them, see what happened with them later on. As now we have the new train forming up now. Arrow losing out with Bone. Charisma trying to stay on, and Basco on those softs is going to be looking pretty close on Charisma, I'm pretty sure. As now Bone really on the gearbox of Eric. Using all that battery he has. Trying to get past. Can't really make anything happen. Eric defends with his battery. So no moves getting done just yet. But Bone with the obvious pace advantage right now. He's looking really fast right now for these last laps. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does. I'm not going to say it, but if he does. Meanwhile, Basco, ooh, Bone with a penalty. Oh, I mean, you can hope for Arrow and Eric and Tudor to get one, but we'll see what happens. As some fighting here in the back, GB getting on past David right now. GB on those softs, so he's also one who decided to go on the softs instead of the mediums. As coming up on Luca and Craig. Already a bit of space forming up between Maestro and Craig. No, Craig trying, yeah, he does. He gets back into that DRS range. You don't want to be out of it, especially with this many cars in the train, as DRS is going to be enabled this lap. We'll move up with Bone. Bone going to, I'm assuming, make a move happen, as Charisma also trying to make a move happen on Arrow. No one can get past, not yet at least, as Luco's the only one trying to get past on Craig, and he does get past. Ooh, gets a little bit of a twitch on the car. Manages to keep it together, as now it's Craig all over in the back of GB. Also trying to get past on Craig. GB not going to be sending it anytime soon, I think. Not here at least. Look off the grid. Charisma really going aggressive on Arrow. Is getting a big send on him. Charisma not having any patience whatsoever. Trying to get past on Arrow with some fair and close fighting happening though. That is a yellow sector 2 is the mark of Remix spinning and then spinning yet again. So Remix not having a good time, looks like. So as more penalties show up now. With Eric closing up on Tuderberg. Tuderberg, who was he was leading this race pretty comfortably up to now. But now his race completely changed. And now he has to defend from a good 5 cars as Remix retires. Remix retires on track. Did he crash into the pit entry, or did he just crash it into the wall? How do you lose it there? I mean, you lost it like Landon did, but I'm not too sure. I mean, unfortunately, no cars are going to come out to get a view of what happened, but now it's the second safety car, so just like I said, safety car breeds safety car. So it's another safety car that's going to help out Tuderberg get a little bit of a breather now. I don't imagine they're all going to pit with so many cars behind them. Oh, they are. Tuderberg does decide to pit, so does Arrow, so does Charisma. Well, Tuderberg I could understand, but Arrow and Charisma? It's a bit late to choose for softs, I reckon. Now you kind of lose a lot more places that you can gain. There's only going to be around 6 laps left, as there's a fair amount of traffic in the pit lane, so I am going to assume most of the people who went on mediums are deciding to go on softs instead. As Maestro or Bascom, what is happening here? I'm not too sure what happened here. But I guess switching places under safety car. So now Eric, I'm going to say Eric with the smart choice of staying out for the time being. This is going to help out Bone and Bascom because those softs are going to get stretched just a bit more long enough to end this race. So now Teutoburg coming up behind Halo, Arrow behind Teutoburg, and Charisma behind Arrow. So all you guys pitting, Dubsy, our last car in the pits. Well, let's see what tires is everyone on. Yep, mostly everybody on softs. Should have been on the softs from the beginning, but you know, that's just me. So it was the second safety car yet again. It's gonna be some hectic like slaps. It'd be interesting to see who is going to win. Anyone who's going to be still watching on the stream, any predictions for who's going to win? Lots of variations for who might win. I mean, man, I don't know. Don't know what to say really, because there's 6 laps left. Eric on some old mediums. Bone with now some slightly used softs. It's gonna depend a lot on how his pace is going to be. But we'll see what happens. Eric did win last week. It didn't look like he was gonna win this week, but now he's back in contention for the win. So let's see if he can get 2 in a row. Get the double. My safety car is going to be in this lap. That is Eric. What happened to Eric? No! Eric, what did you do? I didn't even understand what just happened. How is everyone spinning out on this same part of the track? First it was Landon, then it was Remix, and now it's Eric. Oh my god, Eric completely lost it under safety car. He's done a Russell. And now that left Bone clear of track in front of us. Now Bone is in the lead of the race. I can't believe what I just witnessed. I can't believe Eric just completely spun. He's just coming into the pits. Looked like he might have got damaged. I don't even know what happened. How do you even manage to do that? But anyways, Bascom. Oh man, Maestro must have had a moment because he already fallen off a second from Bascom. So now the fight for the win is going to be between Bascom and Bone. Meanwhile, GB is going to be looking for a move. Can't really make it happen. A little too far back from that point of view. He's going to be... Luco is in between that Aston Martin sandwich. It's going to be interesting to see how they will handle as GB with so much better pace on the softs though. Really gets the move done way before I thought it would happen. Luco, the old mediums are not the way to go, looks like. It's Teutoburg and Arrow. My bad, Arrow and Halo teammates. Halo slightly lagging by, but now Halo's gonna have to defend from Teutoburg. Because Teutoburg is gonna have so much better pace right now. Looks on the inside, trying to get side by side, can't really make it happen. Halo defending with his battery as Arrow up ahead, getting past on Luco on the outside. Teutoburg getting past, Krishna getting past too, so is Whiffy. Whiffy trying to get past, 3 cars. Halo losing out 3 cars in just 1 miniature straight. old mediums are really tough right now. As David also trying to get past on Craig. Craig trying to defend on the inside. Ooh, some binging and banging. Oh, keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean. Don't push each other off track as Eric goes into the pits. Look like he retires in the pits. I mean, I completely understand the frustration, but tough luck, man. What can I say? Tough luck. As GB retires in the pits, it's a massive crash. Oh, Halo almost loses it too. Halo having to react so well. Chris almost getting past on Craig. Is there any safety cars? No safety car right now. Craig trying to defend. Oh, there's another safety car. It's the last safety car. This got to be the last safety car of the race. What just happened? GB, Arrow have completely collided with each other and they're both out of the race. Oh my god. Arrow, who's one of the championship contenders, has now crashed out of this race with 4 laps remaining. Oh my god. What happened? All I saw was cars and end plates and front wings all over on that back straight. What is happening on that back straight? I do not understand. Why is everyone crashing out on that one straight in particular? There's some bad juju going around on that straight, I'm telling you. My god, there's another safety car. I don't even know what's going to happen anymore. So now Bascom trying to get past Bone under safety? That is not allowed. I'm not too sure what's happening here. Bascom might be trying to be a little, just a little, what, how'd you say, a little cheeky. Yeah, a little cheeky about it. My god, what just happened? Halo, yeah, Halo at least slammed into the wall, having to come into the pits for damage. My god, man, it's the 3rd safety car. I said it twice and I will say it again. The safety car breeds safety car. My god, man. I don't even know what's might happen. So Tudorbur is the only person with no penalties. Everyone in front of him with penalties. And depending when this safety car is going to come in, this Tudorbur might actually win on penalties. If he can keep free of penalties, he's going to be in a good position to win, but we'll see what happens. Oh my god, man. I'm still crazy. I'm still tripping out on what has happened, or what I witnessed. But anyways, at least that gave me a little bit of a breather and a little bit of a calmer too. My god. So that was a quick safety car. I did not doubt that. So now it's going to be coming in this lap. So there's going to be only 3 laps left to go. So if any of these guys on penalties, if they want to at least keep that position, they're going to want to really go pretty fast. David picks up a 5-second penalty with Whiffy. Some bit of contact. Bon Apple Tea really slowing down the pace. He's going to go for a late start or an early start. He's really butching up the field. Like, how many guys are side by side right now? There's not a lot of touching going on. There's a lot of penalties going on. Luco gets a penalty, an illegal overtake penalty. I can already tell from the looks of it. Whiffy trying to get in. Whiffy out of nowhere coming in, sneaking his way up to P4. Carrizo losing out, up down to P7. Tuber also losing out, down to P6. Luco getting by, but now he's going to get Luco under attack by Tuber. He's going to send it. World thinking about it, thought better of it. Charisma trying to defend from David. Chris Wilson trying to get past on David. Up ahead, Bon Apple Tea did manage to get a little bit of a gap. Hopefully he can keep it. As Chris Wilson trying to go on the outside of David. Both of these guys going side by side in sector 2. David having to locked out just a bit. Might be looking for the send. Ooh. A little bit of unlucky from David, but I'm not gonna lie, that gap was disappearing from that angle. Oh, we'll let the stewards figure that out for themselves. And meanwhile, Tudorbur trying to get past on Luco yet again. 2 laps to go. going side by side. Tuderberg still the only one with no penalties. No idea what the gap is. Oh, some contact. Some contact. Tuderberg's way off. The game auto resets some. That wasn't a reset on his part. That was the game that did that. But now Tuderberg completely lost out. He looked like he was in a good position to win the race with no penalty, but he completely lost out with Luco. Some contact between Luco and Tuderberg. No idea who's at fault, but we're not going to say. So now that is going to leave Bon T and Bascom to fight all by themselves, as Maestro is on the back of Bascom, as Whiffy trying to at least get this last podium place. I know there's a fair amount of penalties going on. I know the penalty situation is going to change up the order. I'm pretty sure a lot of these guys are not going to finish where they are on track, but now it's the last lap of the race. Bon T doing a good job of extending that lead. Doesn't look like he's going to be in trouble. So the only one who's going to be in trouble is Basco, Maestro, and Whiffy. As Charisma's trying to do one last push. As Maestro trying to get past Basco, and he does. He's get up to P2. Basco trying to squeeze in, backs out just a bit. That's going to let Whiffy on through. That little bit of a break that helped Whiffy out into the podium, so Whiffy into the podium places. Charisma right all over the back of the gearbox. There's only a couple corners left, guys. Do not do anything too rash. I say that Charisma is looking for the big send-em, but Bascom, he's up to P4. My God, dude. Maestro is going to cover off P2 and Whiffy in P3, so now as we're coming across the line, Bon T crosses the finish line in first. Will he keep that first on penalties? Pretty sure he will. Oh, it's a photo finish. Oh, there's a lot of jumping around. Oh, some more photo finishes here. Oh man, some close finishes there. Oh my God, I didn't even get a chance to see what the order was. Everyone crossed the line almost at the same time, but there were so many penalties. Everyone jumped from different orders. Our driver of the day, Bon T, well deserved, I gotta say. But my God, bro. That is a finish. That is how you finish a race. As I'm now starting to completely calm down. My God, there is so much to commentate. I can't even keep track of how many people was fighting. But anyways, it is a Mercedes driver on the top step of the podium. So my guess is Charisma for the win. Let's see this. And yes, it is. So it is Charisma, your race winner. After penalties, Charisma in P1, Basco in P2, with Bon running out your last podium place in P3. Bon T also starting from way in the back and from P29. So, I mean, I guess you can technically say last to first. It was almost there. But a last to first challenge from Bon T manages to get a podium out of it. So, good on Bon T. With Craig getting P4, Chris in P5, Tuderberg in P6, so at least he did not retire from the session. With Whiffy, who was P3 on track with penalties, goes down to P7. Maestro, Dubsy, and Halo rounding up that top 10. I could not get it the race director because there was so much going on and so many jumped up orders. But anyways, stay around. We're gonna get the top 3 in for interviews. I'm sure we have a lot to talk about. So I will get all these guys in. Yo, yo, yo.
Hello.
Oh my god, bro,
It-
that race.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god.
It's so I was losing breath. Who finished behind you? Was it Bascom or Maestro?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
literally just saw it like 2 minutes ago. I'm like, how did I just forget?
It was
How
just-
bad is my memory?
There was so much going on. It was just.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm trying to get Bone in here too.
especially the last
Pretty sure
lap.
it
That
was
was
Bascom.
just. Oh, it was just hectic.
Oh my god.
I feel I'm gonna need an alcoholic drink after this.
Then we're gonna need a lot of drinks after that.
Yeah.
Alright, Bascom, go make sure you tick the box when you come in here.
GB's just put tier 2 instant pull straight away.
Oh,
Oh
man.
no, that's gonna be busy.
Okay, I'm glad I said I've raced now.
Oh man. Well, it doesn't look like Bone is gonna be joining, so a bit of a shame. He did it last to first. Well, technically, on track at least.
He got driver day as well, didn't he?
And driver today, yeah. So, yeah, I would have liked to hear from Bone, but anyways, let's just start out with our race winner, Charisma. Charisma, I know, that race was very hectic from start to beginning. Constant fighting, constant moving around, and constant safety cars. Tell me, did you even relax for a minute?
I was relaxed. Yeah. It was just. There's a lot going on. No. I knew it was a safety car in the race, probably, because it always is around Interlagos. It's quite a quick track, and people like to use the limits on it. But yeah, most of it happened in front of me. I just picked up the pieces. The GB and Arrow impact was massive. I'm surprised I didn't get caught up in that. I was on the grass on the right hand side. I just don't know how I survived
Yeah,
it.
Lots of guys had to take evasive action. I was riding on with Halo, and then all I
Yeah.
seen was Arrow and GB coming together on that straight.
And then I realised
so
Basco
much
as
was
well.
happening.
He got overtook, and then I saw 3 seconds on because I had 3 seconds as well. I was like, "Sugar, I've got to get past him."
Yeah.
And then
Thankfully,
I
with the
made the
penalty
adjust.
situation, you managed to get the win.
yeah, it was a bit hectic. So
But anyways,
yeah. Anyway, yeah.
we'll move
All
on
good.
with P2 Bascom. Bascom, how was your race? Because I know with so many penalties around you, you jumped from up to down to back up the order, and you're also involved with a lot of fighting. I mean, it was close fighting between the whole grid, but you know, how was that race?
Yeah, I mean, probably the best race I've had in terms of wheel-to-wheel action, with everyone just being, certainly from my perspective, very clean and racing well. Certainly with Dubsy and Bone at the start, we were just sort of overtaking each other like you can do in Brazil for first stint. And then, yeah, the safety car came out. First safety car came out a lap before I was pitting, so that was perfect. Kept sort of, I think, around 4th or 5th at that point. And then sort of the next 2 safety cars just kept bumping me up the order a little bit. And then with like 3 laps to go after the last safety car, I realised, I might actually win this. And then I was sort of doing maths for about 2 laps, keeping looking at the penalties, which probably cost me a bit of pace because I just was looking at the top left of the screen most of the time. Thought I had it in the bag because I knew Charisma was down like P5. And then, yeah, my Ferrari turned into a Haas that last lap. Literally, I think my setup in Brazil was quite heavy on the straight line anyway. And then, yeah, all 3 guys just flew past me. Charisma made a great overtake for the win. Like
Cheers,
the last
buddy.
hairpin, tried to cover it, but yeah, he just got through. And then, but yeah, from 15th, and considering how quick all these guys are, I'm happy with P2 as a last minute invite into the race.
Yeah, especially if it's your last minute invite, that's definitely a race to get invited to.
Yeah, crazy
Uh,
race, though, good fun.
For sure, I noticed your straight line speed probably wasn't the best, as Bon Apple T managed to separate like a good second in that last lap alone. But at least with penalty situations, you managed to jump back up to P2, and yeah, it was a hectic race, just like you said. And yeah, we would have Bone Apple T, but I guess he didn't want to join. So, anyways, that is Tier 2 at Brazil. So, hope you guys enjoyed. And that is it from us.
Hope you enjoyed.